Hello again, everybody. If I look and sound tired to you, it's because I am. It's been a very warm, uncomfortable, terrible day, and I'm at that point now where I literally feel like I'm roasting through my own clothes. And even though we're now approaching the end of the day, um, yeah, the day has been I've been this never-ending, scorching heat. So I've been trying to find any way I can to stay cool and whatnot. But anyway, yes, I'm back for another video, and I'm sorry I'm not wearing any green, because this is, of course, another auto-assembly response. Yes, I'm not wearing green, I'm sorry about that. But I am wearing a Transformers t-shirt, though, just to show that I am in the mood for conventions and Transformers and bots that beat the shit out of each other. Anyway, back for another video, and of course this is going to be another response to Tony! SG1, who's... You know, I'm almost considering at this point that Tony is kind of the not the new Ray, but kind of the new Ray in the terms that he's the one who kind of really he's kind of being the guy who is getting anybody and everybody who's going to auto assembly this year in the right mood for, hey, here's a video, respond to that video, and all stuff will happen. Anyway, yes, responding time today. And I'm responding in regards to a topic that he made, which was auto assembly memories, because there are quite a lot of memories from auto assembly that I have experienced that have been defining for different reasons. And it's kind of really hard to begin. I mean, I've been like I said before. I mean, if you've heard me say this 1,000 times, I'll say it 1,000 more. I've been going to auto assembly for almost like 10 years, and this is now going to be my 11th. So, I mean, I've been going since 2003, so it was since I was a young'un. And, you know, the early years of me going to auto assembly, like from 2003 to 2008, were me just buying the toys. Not much else. It was only from 2009 to present that things have become more active socially for me, and why I have enjoyed going to these things more often than I did before. So it was really difficult to find the memory pinpoint the memories, the best memories, the defining moments of auto assembly for a different person, and mostly different from me. So where to really start? Where to really start and go ahead and tell you how what my best, treasured, finest memories / moments are from auto assembly that's come and gone. Well, I'm probably going to go ahead and say what I think most people will end up saying to bounce off of this one particular convention. But 2009's convention was, for me, the beginning, socially, of enjoying auto assembly from a social viewpoint. Because the fondest memories I can remember of 2009 was that I immediately felt that the 2009's auto assembly was just going to be like any other auto assembly, and it would all just go, and I'd buy the toys, and then I'd go home and play with the toys and whatnot. And it wasn't until I stumbled across Moonbase 2 before that, and when I started getting to know people on that forum. By the way, here's the forum, new forum right here. I have no idea how these new notions work, but yeah, just here, where my hand is. There you go. Anyway, yes, it was because of the Moonbase 2 that I got to know certain people like, well, Matt Time Lord I knew from the TF Cog, so he doesn't count. But people like, Nicole and, Cobra Corner TFW, and Simon and whatnot, and, various other people, and before that, I got to watch these people through YouTube, because 2009 was when I started making videos. So, yeah, I mean, 2009 was kind of a special year for me, at least, because, of course, for the first auto assembly being a much more of a social impact, and for me, because I started making videos. Anyway, so getting on to the main topic at hand. Yeah, 2009's auto assembly was special for me because it was that year when I actually got to engage more socially with a lot of different people that I had watched on YouTube and that I knew through various different social circles. And I felt a little bit anxious at first by getting to meet some of the people, because The one thing that I think people will go ahead and say about 2009's Auto Assembly was that it was incredibly surreal. It was a surreal moment to really watch these people who have been on YouTube, and then of course you go upstairs and you go through the bar, then you go out to the balcony, which I do like that balcony a lot. Hopefully for next year's venue there will be a balcony, because that balcony, I'll get onto this in a minute, yeah, I mean, you go out to the bar, you go onto that balcony, and there is everyone from YouTube. I mean, you have Kal-El Prime, Von Rojas, which he needs to make more videos, by the way. Diancis, Time Lord, and so many other people. And everything just, it clicked. I mean, something must have really fell into place when that happened. I mean, the planets aligned, the grass turned a different color, the sky turned a different color, milk started to taste different, yeah, but, yeah, I mean, everything about that convention, I mean, that moment, that defining moment where I got to get onto the balcony and just meet everybody and just talk about anything, I mean, keeping in mind, I mean, when people go to these things, I mean, they don't necessarily just talk about Transformers, I mean, they talk about various different things. So I was just bouncing back and forth between each different person, and since then, it has been going from that. I mean, whenever there's somebody, I will talk to that person, and then when there's somebody else, I'll talk to that person, and then just bounce back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And it was just a lot of fun. And 2009's convention was special for me because it was the first time I got to be involved with the script reading that happened at that convention, when I got to play the character of Wazminator, and to me, it felt really special because I'm trying to get into voice acting, and I find that the whole interest itself, the whole career itself, quite fascinating. I mean, I was quite interested into voice acting before all this, so I already knew what to expect from going into the script reading, for being chosen for a part that I honestly didn't think I would end up getting. But yeah, I mean, in 2009's Auto Assembly, in 2011's Auto Assembly, I got to play Waspinator, and I loved every minute of it. I mean, whenever that character shows up in one of the script readings, I'm not sure if this is intentional, but I normally get picked because nobody else can do that voice better than me. Not to sound egotistical or anything, but it's kind of how it is. But yeah, I mean, 2009's Auto Assembly was really a fine moment because that was the year where I got to really I got to really get to know everybody and get to meet everybody from that point, just because of that balcony. And getting back into what we're saying regarding the balcony was where friendships were made in 2009, and where friendships were built from there on. From 2009 to 2011, the friendships gradually built. So, yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that for next year's venue, though, we will have a balcony, because, you know, nothing says social building like a balcony where you can just sit on the various chairs that are out there and just talk about anything that's interesting and just engage with anybody that's there. Doesn't always have to be Transformers, but what are you going to do? But yeah, I mean, 2009's convention was special for me because, I mean, A, I got to meet people, and B, I got to be part of something that I'm really quite passionate about and that I really love. And, I mean, 2009, I mean, anybody who's been going to Auto Assembly the longest, I mean, I've been going since 2003, but anyone who's been going since 2009 will know how, I'm trying to find the word, how surreal it was to see everyone from YouTube in the real world, and how incredible it was to really get to see everybody and really just talk to them and just have fun. And that's why I liked it, and that's why I think a lot of people liked it as well. So, yeah, I mean, Auto Assembly 2009 was a very defining moment for me, and for anyone else who's gone. And, one thing I want to add as well, last year's Auto Assembly, another defining moment. As great as the convention was in 2012, and it was, so yeah, sorry, in 2012. In 2012, I got to sit down and have a conversation with Townsend Coleman. And yeah, I mean, for those of you who don't know who Townsend Coleman is, go look him up if you don't already know who he is. Plus, if you don't know who Townsend Coleman is, you need to go and watch more cartoons. Anyway, I got to have a conversation with Townsend Coleman about everything from Saber Rider to the Ninja Turtles to Transformers Animated to the Tick to Michael Bay, surprisingly, and you know, just having a conversation with that voice actor was really something special. I mean, I said before, I'm fascinated by the voice acting field of things, and I really love the whole passion that is required to be a part of that industry, and just everything about that really was quite fascinating. And when Townsend told me everything about that he was doing, and everything else, it was fantastic. I mean, I wanted to have a much more longer conversation with people like like Paul Eiding and Michael Bell. Michael Bell being one of my idols. But Townsend Coleman really, when he talked, and when he talked to me, it felt special because we were just talking endlessly about different things, and that was a defining moment as well. So, yeah, Tony, I hope this video helps because I'm getting excited for Auto Assembly, and I hope that my input to this whole thing really meant something because being a part of this convention experience now since 2003 has kind of it's an evolutionary process from going there from going specifically to buy the plastic, from going there specifically to meet the people and have fun. And, you know, I'm hoping that this year's convention, because it's the 30th anniversary of Transformers, that it will go off without a hitch. I mean, I know that we're not getting people like Phil, Retro25. It's a shame that he's not coming because, sadly, he's one of those people that I overlook really badly, and I really wish I did, because I don't really get to talk to him enough about things that are more important than Transformers. But hey, I mean, it's a shame that you're not coming, mate. I really wish you were, because I really wanted to have a proper chat with you. But oh well, c'est la vie, as I say. Anyway, yeah, this has been me just forwarding my response to Tony, and in the hopes that Auto Assembly will be fantastic. So yeah, I mean, apologies for the sweaty, disgusting-looking visage of me, but you know what? It's warm, and I don't feel like changing at the moment. So when I make another video, I promise I'll be clean. So yeah, so everybody, not long now.